Welcome to the BLIP Insurance Podcast, where we help insurance agents build successful agencies. In this episode, I got the opportunity to interview Mike Stromsoe and go over his process for getting client referrals. Mike is an insurance agency owner, the Stromsoe Insurance Agency, but he also runs the Unstoppable Profit Producer, which is a coaching program for insurance agents. He also holds a seminar or conference in San Diego, and I'm told that it's a must for those in the insurance industry who want to take their careers to the next level. I was super excited when Mike agreed to be on the show. So let's get into it. But before we do, this episode is brought to you by our master insurance agency, Blue Lion Insurance Partners, BLIP for short. We provide access to insurance companies, 100% commission, bonuses, support, software, and systems with no production requirements. One of the biggest benefits our agents find with our offer is that you maintain full, true ownership. You find out more information at bluelioninsurancepartners.com. And without further delay, here is my conversation with Mike Stromsoe.
Well, there we go. We're live. All right. So, hey, anyone who ends up watching this, thank you so much for joining us. I've got the Mike Stromsoe on the line, or on the show with me today. Man, if you don't know Mike, then you probably need to pull your head out of the sand because he's been around for a while and super great guy to know. Mike has owned an agency for a long time. He's got his own podcast called the Unstoppable
Podcast, yeah.
Unstoppable Profit Podcast. And then he also runs a separate kind of training ground, I guess, with the Unstoppable Boot Camp, which I've heard great things about too. So anyway, Mike, thanks for joining me today.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for thinking enough of me to have me on, and looking forward to sharing with people what we've learned so far.
Yeah, I mean, so I've known who you are for quite some time. So the first time I was introduced to you, not actually personally and directly, but was at Innovate 2 years ago. That was my first one that I went to. It was in Florida, and you were on stage, you were running around with Jeff Roy, and it was very memorable. And I just remember being like, gosh, I gotta meet this guy. I gotta find out more about him, because anyway, you're really intriguing. But now here you are, and I'm super pumped to have you on today. We're gonna talk about referrals, but before we get into that, you just recently got back from an anniversary, right?
Correct.
Where'd you guys go?
An anniversary, I call it an adventure or a trip. My wife and I, and I don't have the picture in front of me, but it's up here on the wall. My wife and I have 6 kids and 13 grandkids, and I am so fortunate that she has put up with me for 25 years now. And so we have a friend in our local community who has a private vacation spot down in the Dominican Republic. And a couple of years ago, she said, hey, why don't you guys just take it, go down there and relax and stuff. And it's taken us all of 2 years to get this organized. I mean, we have that much going on in life with family and business and everything else. It just took us time. So as it got closer, we thought, well, why don't we just go there on our anniversary trip? So we went down to this private beach in the Dominican Republic, and I still haven't had time to put all the photos up. I'm going to be posting them as my time allows. But it was absolutely fantastic. We had our own little private beach, and we just hung out for a week, and we went down to this private waterfall on horseback, because the only way you can get there is by horseback. And the only way you can get around the area we were in was by moto concho. And I found that out by exercising this degree that I have. This is a little off color, it's a little, might offend some, and that's never my intent to offend, just to encourage and teach. But I have an ask hole degree. And so I exercise and use that globally. I don't have any problem walking up to somebody and asking them something. So I asked somebody down at a neighboring venue. I said, hey, how do people get around? They said, you got to take a moto concho. And I said, what is a moto concho? And they said, it's a motorcycle taxi. So
Were you riding on the back?
Huh?
Were you riding on the back of a motorcycle, or is this like literally you're hugging the driver?
Friends were down there part of the time with us, and so me and my buddy were both on the back of the moto concho, and we had our grocery bags because we were heading down to the grocery store, the only grocery store, by the way, every couple of days to get some more supplies, whether it be food or otherwise. And
Sure.
so fortunately, my wife was smart enough to bring some really strong bags in her suitcase. So we were carrying them one in each hand on the back of the moto concho. And of course, I got pictures of it and all that. So that was a lot of fun. But great memories. There's nothing, sometimes you just got to digest. And, I was studying in our leadership sessions yesterday with my leadership team that we have to have those clarity breaks. And clarity breaks really are the fuel for our mind, because I've also learned that my mindset is my skill set. And I might also encourage anybody that's listening to this, please get something to write with. Please get something to write on, because of Josh's prodding, and he's already prepped me for what he wants to talk about today. We're going to start dropping some bombs. So our encouragement is please write them down. And more importantly than that, implement, execute, and take action, because, Josh is so successful. I'm trying to get there. And we've only gotten there because of what we've implemented. Implement, execute, and take action with belief and faith that will lead to your next win. It will lead to your next lesson. And a lesson is another word for failure, but in our world, we don't call them failures. They're lessons, because if nobody died, we're good. We can recover from that and move on. Josh, back to you.
Nice. Sweet. Well, yeah. So what Mike said, take notes. If you don't want to take notes right now, you can always subscribe to the podcast. The link's down there, and you can listen to it later and take notes then. So, Mike, we're here to talk about referrals today. Where does your referral process start? And let me say, let me just talk about the numbers. I remember you saying it's somewhere around mid 40% of new business in your agency comes from existing clients, meaning they've added an additional line of insurance. Is that correct? Somewhere around there. And then another 45% comes from referrals. Some of that, I'm guessing, client referrals. Some of that is from referral partners and sources. Correct.
And there's a lot of ways to develop that, and it'll be different for everybody in their own marketplace, their local marketplace, and beyond that. But to give you something to write down, if you want to write this down, at the end of last year, we know our numbers because numbers don't lie. And so we have a numbers lie sheet that gives us all our key metrics, or our KPIs, key performance indicators. And our business management systems give those to us every single day. And as part of our habitual training and development as leaders within our business to know those every single day. So at the end of last year, it was 47% actually business coming from our existing book of business, and I'll get to that in just a minute. And then 44% were from referrals. So if you think about that, that's 88% of 100% is right within our own acre of diamonds. And there's a magical business story called the Acre of Diamonds from the late, great Earl Nightingale. I have that in copy because I've studied it and I've taught it and I've studied it and I've taught it. Everything that we could ever want is right beneath our feet. And to give you something on that as well, I read a book by the Endless Referrals was the name of the book by Bob Berg.
I've heard you reference that.
Okay. And what I learned in that book, among many, many other things, was that everybody knows about 250 people. These are people that would come to your wedding or come to your funeral, we hope. And if there's not that many, our apologies, you need to work on your relationships, right? But back to business here. So let's conservatively, cut that in half and call it 125. So if we have 2,711 current customers and every one of those customers knows 125 other people, that's 338,875 people right within my own sphere of influence, right at my feet, right in my own acre of diamonds, without doing anything else. My friends, we don't need anything else. It's all right there for us. The question is, what the heck are you doing about it?
Yeah, how are you mining those, right? And that's what we're here to talk about.
There's diamonds. at your feet.
So where does that whole process start? Now, I would think it starts somewhere with your first interaction of somebody who's going to eventually become your client when they're a prospect. Somehow, I've heard you say money follows trust, right?
Yes, it does.
So I'm guessing you start building that right away. Like, what does this look like for you guys?
Well, I'm going to move around here a little bit, and I want to line it up so it's understandable.
Okay, perfect.
First of all, like I said earlier, our mindset is our skill set. Okay. So whatever we bring to the table is what people are going to engage with. So my greatest encouragement comes from one of my greatest mentors ever, Jim Rohn, ROHN. And Jim said, if you want to have more, you have to become more, because we attract exactly what we are and who we've become. The other thing that I'm more grateful for than I can begin to tell you is I'm still an involved agency principal every day in the trenches. I've been there, done that, and I'm still doing it. I just had a call this morning with a business entrepreneurial client, and we were dialoguing on the phone, and our first 5 minutes of the conversation was nothing to do with insurance. It was all about business entrepreneurship, and we were talking about the mirror of truth. And the mirror of truth is what we look in every day. And we surmised that we're only able to get to the next levels through becoming more. So you've got to work on yourself. You've got to improve yourself every single day, because that's what people are attracted to. So if we're going to get specific to referrals today, let's talk about that for just a minute. So
well, hold on one second before you go into that. I mentioned earlier, Mike's got a podcast. You can't listen to that podcast and not have your body temperature rise a little bit and get a little bit excited. Mike loves what he does, and it comes out in everything. But so you were just talking about becoming more, right? Do you have, I know quite a few people who have a specific process, that they make sure they follow, maybe early in the morning, or they set aside time to read or to grow themselves individually. Do you have something like that you do? I know you ride a bike. Is that like your time, or like, what do you do?
Well, I didn't this morning because it was 37 degrees, and I'm getting older, and I'm a wuss to an extent. By the way, that's an excuse. That's BS. I need to change my mindset, right?
Yeah.
But I do ride my bike in the morning, and as part of my 6 sheet of goals, I have 6 different goal sheets that I look at every single morning. But prior to that, when I get out of bed, I go get on my bike probably 4 to 5 mornings a week, and I ride, and it just clears my mind, gets my endorphins going. Before I do that, I've set my coffee and get my stuff out. I go get on the bike, come back. I hit the go on the coffee maker. While the coffee's making, I write my wife a note every morning. And I believe that I get just as much out of that note as I hope she does, especially if I write something meaningful, because that's the most important relationship I've got. After I do that, I pour the coffee, I make my shake, and I go upstairs. By the way, I have quiet time before I even come in the house too. That's just my own personal spiritual quiet time, if you will. So that gets my mind right as well. So anyway, I get my stuff and I go upstairs. And when I sit down, before I do anything else, by the way, this device, my mobile device, it's still off. It's downstairs. I do not turn it on until I get ready to turn it on. I turn it off before I go to bed, and I don't turn it on until I get ready to turn it on. Whose business is it? It's mine. Whose life is it?
That's amazing.
And
amazing advice.
Yeah.
Totally amazing advice.
So anyway, when I go upstairs, the first thing I do, I sit down and I read my goals. All 6 pages of them. The interesting thing is, I see them differently every single day. Why? Because something has changed in the last 24 hours. And that's part of the becoming more process. And whatever I identify that I need to be doing to contribute, that's what I do. It's my day. I'm looking at my day. I've currently got 4 things on my calendar today that part of it's been scheduled. Some of it's been done. Most of it's not finished yet, but it will be done by the end of it. That's all I got, 4 things. I've got a team, a leadership team that accomplishes everything else. Now, let me also say this. It's been a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. I don't have any silver bullets. I don't have any magic pills. We've got to do the work.
That's that right there is a theme I've heard from every person who's even semi-successful. There is no fast track. There's no, like you said, no magic bullet. It's work. You got to put in the work.
Yep.
So putting in the work, let's get down to it. You wanted to start from the beginning with referrals. Let's go.
Yeah. So When I started out, I had last century, I guess we'll say, about a little over 20 years ago, when I had control of my own destiny. I had my own agency. I started from scratch. Yeah, I had a co-op program. I was getting a ton of business from a regional carrier who's one of the largest in my state now. And I was writing business like mad, but then I found marketing and it was like, OMG. And I remember this marketing program that I was introduced to. Remember, this was over 20 years ago. So I was on a call and they said, well, put in your information. We'll send you a packet of information. So I did that and it arrived. And it was like a 10 by 13 envelope. And inside, and this is a little marketing strategy. You might want to write this one down. At 10 by 13 envelope, and inside the 10 by 13 envelope was a 9 by 12 envelope. So a smaller envelope inside of a large envelope, and it had a post note on the outside, and it said, "Read this while you're alone." And so, being the obedient person that I am, I put it aside, waited until 5 o'clock, ran out and locked the door, and I read it while I was alone. But what that did for me, it focused me on what it had for me. And that's when I started studying marketing, and the rest is history. It's, my friends, it is all about the marketing. It is all about the marketing. But like we've developed in UPP, Unstoppable Profit Producer Program, it's people first, processes second, and then the promotion of the marketing. So you got to line it up too. So with that being said, the first thing we did when we found marketing was social proof. No one cares what we say we've done for other people. It's what other people say we've already done for them, which is social proof. It's the form of testimonials. It could be written testimonials, video testimonials, and in today's world, a lot of online reviews. It's what other people say you've already done for them. I had somebody that was kind enough to mention my name in a local forum last night. This is another little ninja tip, if you will. So I didn't see that till this morning, but she was kind enough. So I snipped it, I snip tooled it, copied it to a Word doc so I could print it out. Yes, I printed it to a piece of paper. I know that's not good in the eyes of some, but I did it anyway. And I quickly took a red marker, because I've got all these colored markers at my desk, and I wrote "wow" on it and a smiley happy face. I folded it up, wrote a handwritten thank you note, and I just said, "Hey, Melody, thank you so much for your trust and confidence in us to recommend us on this talk forum last night. I'm grateful." And then what I did is I copied her comment and I put it inside the card and I sent it to her, because you have to train people in the activities that you want them to habitually perform. And you have to, and I also learned this. I was privileged enough to be speaking down in another state a couple of weeks ago. And on my ride home, by the way, the way I become more, I have a new mistress. Her name is Audible.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I study from her, and I learned so much. So I was studying Nordstrom's on the way home, and I have it on the back of my boarding pass at my home office. And it says there's two things that people want more than sex and money. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, what is that? That sounds pretty good to me. Well,
More sex and more money.
Well, that too. But what they want more than those two things is praise and recognition.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got to recognize and praise the activities that people do, so they will do more of it. So I sent her and it's in the mail right now, and it's in her own custom branded material, and she'll get it and she'll keep talking about us in these forums. So to get back to the matter, social proof. And the second thing I did is I created a world-class guarantee. Yes, a written guarantee, and now it's 4 pages, and we'll get to that some other time. Maybe we can do another podcast on those two things some other time. And then after that, I was looking for the next opportunity, and I'm thinking, what's it going to be? And so I went off to one of my networking meetings, again, last century, over 20 years ago, trying to write more business. And there was this guy in the group who was giving me a lot of referrals because he was a lender. Okay. So he needed people to have homeowners insurance so he could close the deal, and we got to be buddy-buddy. And so he started referring me, and he's referring me a ton. Well, what was eating at my heart was, he's given me all this and I'm not giving anything back to him. So I'm grinding on it a little bit. I said, what can I do? Well, the lottery was really big back then. Okay. So I wrote a handwritten thank you note, went down and bought some lottery tickets. I put in the handwritten thank you notes and I mailed it to him. Same. I'm big into gratitude and all that. In many forms. So I saw him a couple weeks later. And he goes, hey man, thanks for the lottery tickets. Guess what? I said, what, man? He goes, I won $116. And I said, that's awesome. And so my mind is going, uh-oh, there's a sign right there. What is that? I said, dude, After the meeting, you want to take a picture together, you can hold up some money and I'll create a story. He goes, yeah, no problem. So we took the picture. I left with the picture and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? That's when the referral program was born. I took the picture, I wrote a story around it, I created a headline, and the headline was, "You can be the next millionaire." And I told the story of him winning 116 bucks, and I built it up, and I had already been collecting testimonials. I put 4 testimonials on the bottom of the form. I turned it over, and I lined up testimonials on the back along with our guarantee, put it on green paper. That was our very first referral flyer.
Nice.
And since then, so for the last 20 years, we've created a referral program. Nowadays, we theme it every year. I've got a visual. I don't know if people can see this or not, but I've got a visual, and this is our 2019 referral flyer. On the back is social proof, other information that we want people to see, and it is documented. It is habitual within our organization. It is inspired and motivated to our team. We all have a referral goal. Our referral goal out of the gate this year is 24 referrals a month. And I'm happy to say the first month of the year, we've already blown that away. So,
nice.
And why? Because they're rewarded and incentivized to exceed that. I mean, Josh, I have done the math so many times I can, I don't want to spit, but I can spit. And the greatest thing about our industry, this is first year commission. We're not talking about year 2 and beyond.
Yeah.
And I have documented that it's 8 to 9 to 1 if you set your goal high enough and you reach it, first year commission on the money that we're investing in this. And this is, thousands of dollars a year that we're investing in all of this. Mm-hmm. In return, ROI, return on investment. So, and bigger than that, like I said earlier, all these people that we're reeling in, they also know 125 other people.
Right.
It's all right beneath our feet. So my strong encouragement is don't think it, ink it. All right. So whatever you're going to do, if you want to create a systematic, automatic referral program that your team can follow, because you have to remember, people are silently waiting to be led. Lead them. They don't need you. They could go start their own business tomorrow, but they don't want to do that. They want to be led. That's why they're there. Lead them. Let them know what you need to do. Incentivize them and motivate them. I learned from Zig Ziglar, hey, motivation and inspiration is like bathing. It's recommended daily. So you got to do it often. I learned in my leadership training yesterday, people need to be told at least 7 times. My sales statistics sheet right there says 80% of sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. So we've got to keep reinforcing what we're trying to accomplish. I'm going to let you ask questions. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. So with your referral program, do you, I guess specifically, have you tried, so I know, I guess let me back up.
Yeah.
I know a lot of agencies do it differently, right? Everyone's got their own kind of spin on it. So with yours specifically, is it, we'll donate so much to this charity, or is it a specific, monetary thing for them? Is it just recognition to your agency clients? What does that look like?
That's great comments. Thank you for asking. So here's how we've lined that up. Also in front of me, I have a 6-step referral process checklist. Yes, it's a checklist. Okay, it's right here, and I think you can see this, Josh. But anyway, so what this does, this makes it easy for everybody because they're silently waiting to be led to just do the process. Okay, step 1: the agent must contact the referral. Well, duh, right?
Yeah.
So the referral comes in. We're going to follow you. How many times are we going to contact you?
5 to 12 is my guess.
No.
As many as it takes.
As many as it takes.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's got lines for each contact time. Normally we get them within 5 times, if not less. Okay. Especially if we're skilled and trained on how to get past the gatekeeper and how to position that, et cetera, et cetera. Okay.
And are you trying to reach them in all different ways? Because I know that's one of the things I've heard you say is if you're trying to reach 100% of the market, use 100% of the way. So are you texting, voice, email, everything?
Well, I'm going to get to another step, which is actually step number 2, and let's further that. Okay. After you take care of the referral, get the quote in process, or even close the deal, right? Step number 2 is to contact the referrer. So I'll just use the name Josh Bird. May I?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you ready to role play?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's role play live here for some friends.
All
Okay.
right.
So agent contacts a referral within 24 business hours with the status of the referral, and we'll role play it from here. So ring, ring, ring. Pick up the phone.
Hi, this is Josh.
Hey, Josh, it's Mike over at Stromsoe Insurance. Hey, do you have a quick second?
Sure.
Okay, I only asked that because I want to be respectful of your time, but bigger than that, I wanted to reach out to you and just say thank you so much for the referral of Susie Smith. I just wanted to say, hey, Susie contacted our office, and I just wanted to also let you know that we're working on Susie's insurance program, and looks like we're going to be able to help her. But, I wanted to express our massive gratitude to you for referring Susie. So thank you, Josh.
Wow, thanks, Mike. I didn't expect a phone call, but really appreciate it.
Well, we believe in our heart of hearts here at Stromsoe Insurance that it's important to express that gratitude and just let you know. And I'm going to follow up with you in a few days just to culminate and let you know actually what happened, because we want to keep in touch. We know that your reputation is on the line, when you're referring people, and we want to have complete respect for your confidence and trust in us as well. So thank you for that. And in addition to that, the other question I wanted to ask you today, you've been kind enough to give us so many referrals. I checked this morning, 17 referrals so far this year. So Josh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And I hope you're getting our referral gifts, are you?
Yeah, I've gotten a few for sure.
It's fantastic. That's wonderful. And I hope it's putting gas in your tank, and everybody likes Amazon now too. And bigger than that, I hope you're going to be the next monthly winner in our drawing, because we have a drawing every month. And because you're tilting the whole thing in your favor with so many referrals, your name's sure to come out of there or in our grand prize drawing at the end of the year. So I'm excited for you on that opportunity.
Love it.
So the other thing I need to verify with you today, Josh, is I looked at your file, and you say that your favorite charity is the Boys and Girls Club. And as you may or may not remember, we make a donation to your favorite charity for every referral. So I just want to make sure that's still your charity of choice, or because I find sometimes it changes.
Yep, that's still the one.
Okay, fantastic. We will get the donation off to the Boys and Girls Club in your name. And again, thank you. Is there anything more that we can be doing to better serve you today?
No, you guys are awesome. Thanks.
All right, Josh. Hey, look forward to catching up with you soon. If there is anything we can do for you, just please let us know.
Awesome. Thanks,
All right,
Mike.
have a great day, man.
You too. Wait a second. Okay. So you send some sort of gift card.
Currently, it's an Amazon gift card.
Amazon gift card. You call them, let them know, which is huge. We don't do that. And I don't think most do. But when you're talking, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's totally right. Like that. Their reputation is on the line. They want to know that we're taking good care of that person that they referred to us, for sure. That's a big deal. And then you donate to their charity.
Yep.
So what is this? So what's your cost, I guess, if you look at it that way, for a referral?
So here's the deal. Our Amazon gift card is currently, I think it's $25.
Okay.
Okay. The charity is $10 or $15. And by the way, we compile our charity donations and we mail them out quarterly.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's a bigger check.
Yeah.
And we always get a letter back from the charity. So that's the arsenal for our nonprofit sector.
Gotcha. So when
it's a win-win.
Yeah. And that's kind of going after both camps, people who would prefer to donate, people who would prefer to get something, and you get them both, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. That's cool, man. All right. Okay. Keep going. Sorry. I keep interrupting you, but you're like on a roll and I'll pause you.
No, good leaders ask great questions, and I've added on they shut up. So
hey,
keep asking questions, man. Good job.
All right. So
anyway,
yeah.
So that's number 2 on the checklist, but that's not all. There's more.
Well, hold on. How are you? Before we get into the actual checklist, let me just back up even a little bit more. How are you notifying your clients or prospective clients or whatever about this referral program?
That's a great question. So you were alluding to that earlier, and now we're going to dive in a little bit.
Okay.
So if you want to reach anybody in the marketplace for any reason, you got to use 100%. If you want to reach 100% of the marketplace, you've got to use 100% of the ways.
Yep.
One of the most difficult things that we'll ever do. In my opinion, if you can do at least 3 ways, you're way ahead of the game. Okay.
Yeah.
So also, because our team is incentivized on getting more referrals, what do you think they're doing every time they speak with somebody?
Yeah. They're asking about it, talking to people, telling them
About
about
the
it.
referral program. And I've got another nugget that I'm going to drop in just a second that's the key, and it was further developed last year. I'll get to that in a second.
All right.
So every time they're talking to somebody, it's an opportunity to share the referral program. Every time they're emailing somebody, what do you think they're including in that email?
I'm sure some content about the referral program.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In addition to that, we have a list that we've compiled over years of people that have referred us. So we focus on the list over the last 3 years. Okay.
Okay.
So, and that's about 300 to 400 people. Okay.
Okay.
Every time that we do a drawing every month, our monthly winner, which we Facebook Live and we video, and we distribute that via all our social media channels. Got it?
Yep.
Okay. We send a postcard, yes, a snail mail postcard, to all 300 or 400 people on that list who have already referred us. The trust is already there, letting them know about who the most recent winner was. We publicize the winner's business if that's the case. We show a picture of them. We show all the charities we've donated to, et cetera, and we're further publicizing all of it every time through the social proof aspect that they got something, and we want them to think, damn, I didn't win. I better do more referrals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and it goes out in our newsletter, and it goes out in our monthly nurturing via electronic sources, whether it be social media or our nurturing emails. And that's normally a couple times a month. I mean, it never stops. I mean,
Right.
the publicity. And by the way, yes, we still mail stuff from our agency because we're, we get to because of our industry. So every time something goes out in the mail in our organization, one of these flyers gets included.
Awesome. Super smart.
Well, super experienced.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because well, I shouldn't say it's funny, but so in a past life, I was an Allstate agent, right? A long time ago. And they would always say,
of our past, we have a spotless future. So that's good.
right. So that's okay. All right. So they would always say, they would always train us. So anytime you're going to send something out, make sure you include some sort of thing, right? And it was always like some sort of brochure about renter's insurance or whatever. I like your idea much better. Like, what's in it for them? How can we help you?
Well, I mean, that's just company canned stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, here's my greatest encouragement from a marketing standpoint. Look at what everybody else is doing and do the exact opposite.
Yep.
I mean, how are you going to separate yourself? I mean, I hate to use this as an example, but it's what comes to my mind. A freaking lizard? Are you kidding me? What? How many people remember that?
Right. Yep. Totally.
So,
all right. So
step number 3.
Yeah.
So we do the quote, we do the marketplace research, and we get back to people. I know that's rudimentary, but I put it on the checklist because I don't want them to miss it. Because usually they get all ramped up after the call. And they're all excited. They want to go get more referrals and kill it. Don't forget to freaking deliver.
Yep.
I'm going to get back to that in just a minute. Step number 4, if we don't close the deal yet, we snail mail a VIP proposal package in a big green bubble envelope that includes lots of other stuff. Why? Because nobody else is doing it.
So you're sending that if you've done the proposal, sent it off, can't get in touch with the prospect, and it's just like silent.
Yeah, it's an open lead, but it's not been closed.
Yep. Cool. Okay.
And if you want to conserve costs and you want to deliver it electronically with the video proposal, that's just as good.
Yeah. Yep.
Our people have that opportunity, normally only in commercial, but that's an opportunity too. Think outside the box. Get out of your comfort zone, because that's where life begins, by the way. Step number 5. So after this is all done, whether we close the deal or not, we circle back to the referral within 7 days, back to Josh. Hey, Josh, Mike over at Stromsoe Insurance. I just wanted to check in with you today. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm great.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know the results, because I told you when I talked to you last week that I'd follow up with you and let you know what happened with Susie Smith. We haven't been able to get Susie to the point where she's going to make a decision one way or another. She said she wants to talk to her husband and think about it a little bit more. We totally respect that. And we want to have all the respect in the world for your referrals. But I just want to circle back and let you know what happened with Susie. And again, to thank you for your referral. So we've already processed the donation to the Boys and Girls Club. And just want to let you know, is there anything more I can do for you today?
No, man, that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, if there is, you know where we are. Just please let us know. Have a great day, man.
Thanks, Mike.
So that's the closing call for that referral deal only. And keep in mind that every phone call is an opportunity.
Yeah.
And every time that you reach out to somebody in any marketing way within your businesses, every single time that you give a contact of some kind to somebody, that is an opportunity for you to reach out to them and do whatever you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get, I mean, we touch our clients and prospects 29 times a year. All right. So, I mean, I don't want to hear from our sales team they don't have any flipping opportunity. I go ballistic. So
yeah.
Anyway,
let me ask
my leadership team. That's why I'm in this outfit, because we had our leadership team meeting this morning. I got thrown out of the meeting. They said, just wear your referee jersey, trust us, and we'll tell you what's going on in the morning. So
nice. Hey, sounds like a good team.
I'm grateful.
Yeah. Oh, I had something. I had something amazing, but I can't remember it. So I'll let you continue.
I'll see if I can prompt it. So we were talking about referrals. We made the second call to Susie.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Thank you. So that's amazing. All right. So when you just said, when you don't want to ever hear from your sales team, like, I need more leads, or I don't have, people to quote or whatever. Who's making these phone calls? Because I would think that so much of, the referrals and that sort of thing comes from your customer service, if you have them separated, right? So customer service would be the ones processing changes, talking to people, and then the sales team. So I was going to ask you, like, how's that work, right? Is everyone incentivized for referrals, or just customer service, or just the sales team?
Well, I mean, candidly, the sales team is incentivized because they get paid to close.
Okay.
They earn commission.
Yep.
The service team is incentivized in 7 different ways. And I know that's probably 3 or 4 too many, but it's where we are right now. And the number of referrals per month is one of them. In addition to that, they also incentivized by the number of leads they send over to the sales team on a monthly basis.
And those leads are basically referrals. That's what we're talking about.
Some are referrals, some are opportunities they've identified within our existing book. Hey, I was talking to Josh today. We've got his business owners, but I noticed we don't have his work comp. I noticed we don't have his EPLI. I noticed we don't have his cyber. And I'm not sure if he has business auto, but you may want to go after all that. I just hung up with him, and he's red hot right now. Call him.
Nice.
And by the way, he likes to be called at 4:30 in the afternoon. I found that out too. So call him on his cell phone at 4:30 in the afternoon. He should pick up, and make sure you mention my name.
Love it.
Oh, by the way, back to incentivizing.
Love it. Great. All right.
So that's a little bit about the referral program. Now let me give you a couple of keys that I've taught over the years when I get to share information about our referral program, and we'll begin to wrap this up, Josh.
Holy cow.
I know.
That time was flying.
Isn't this fun?
Jeez.
So anyway, when I teach this over the years, I've taught 2 things, because most people, I said that I have an asshole designation, and I try to use it at every opportunity, but it's not about asking for referrals. That's not the first key to getting more referrals. For years, I taught you must earn them.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I have made so many of these referral calls over the years, and you know what people say? They say, Mike, hey, you don't need to call me every time we refer you somebody. You don't need to keep sending me stuff, but you know what I do? I keep calling and I keep calling, and they always take my call. Isn't it funny? And they don't send the stuff back either. It's just their humble nature. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
So, but what I have learned through making all of those calls over the years, the reason that people refer us is because we've earned the right to be referred. Back to the reputation, right? So you've got to do the work. Your team and yourself. You've got to perform at the highest level possible. You've got to build a reputation that you're worthy to be referred. Okay. So
Yep.
you got to earn first and then you ask. And what happened last year in my own evolution of becoming more through intense study through my own coaches and everything else, I found there's a bigger word than earn. You know what it is? You've got to deliver.
Yeah.
Because earn is something that's in your mind. Yeah, I work hard. I've earned the right. Hogwash. You've got to flipping deliver. You've got to deliver every single day in every single way. You've got to be better than everybody else. And if you're not delivering at the highest level every single day, you may not be worthy of being referred. And you wonder why you aren't getting referrals, because you're not flipping delivering. That's the bottom line every single day. And from a leadership standpoint, it's the hardest thing we do is back to bathing, like our friend Zig Ziglar said. Inspiration and motivation is like bathing. It's recommended daily. So we need to inspire our team to be in the mindset, because the mindset is our skill set every single day. And it's a work in progress, man. I mean, if you like sports, how often are sports teams practicing?
Yeah. Every day, right?
Every single day.
Every day.
Yep.
I love that, because what you were just talking about, I've been asked by friends or neighbors or whatever, oh, do you know somebody who does this? And like 90% of the time, my answer is, yeah, but they're okay, like they're all right. And that's not good enough, right? We want our clients to be raving fans, for lack of a better term, right?
Yep.
So totally agree with you on that. You got to earn it.
That's back to raving fan. It's the loyalty ladder.
Yep. Love it.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, gosh,
and to add on to something you just said.
Yeah.
If you don't know where to start today after you listen to this on how to grow your business, it's really simple, my friends. Write this down, please. Give more. Just go find a way to help somebody else. Just go keep looking for a way to help somebody else without any expectation of something in return, and your life will change forever. It's really that simple. Like you're doing, Josh. I mean, you look at you, man. You're investing time to help other people through your podcast. I mean, double high fives to you, bro.
Try. Well, so we've got like 2 minutes. I know you've got, say that one more time. Oh, sorry. We've got about 2 minutes. Brian had a question. He said, do you have a sheet or process that you can share for others to train their staff and our mindset? I think he posted this when you were talking about, morning routine, what you do, or is there a good resource for that you know of? I think that's what he was talking about. Gosh,
if you want something for free that other people can engage in. Now, the accountability part of it, did you listen to it today? Like, you said you would, right? Mm-hmm. Is one of my mentors, Darren Hardy, publishes Darren Daily. And so it's DARREN daily.com. It's a free resource. It's one of my mind tools that I pay attention to a lot. And it's just a quick video every morning. It's anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes roughly. And it's absolutely incredible. Like I said, I read my goals. That's important to me. I have my own personal quiet time. That's important to me. One of my mental, spiritual items on my goal list is listen to at least 30 minutes of audio programming at least 4 days a week. That's normally during my drive time. Right now, candidly, my study is Ownership Thinking. It's a book by, I can't remember the dude's name, but I think Brad Hams or something like that. But it's my current read. And I just downloaded a book onto my mistress yesterday because my coach told me to, and I'm a very coachable person. It's How to Be a Great Boss. And so nice. That's by Gino Wickman. So that's what I'll get to after I finish Ownership Thinking. But it's your mindset is your skill set, and what you put into your mind will come out of your mind. So garbage in, garbage out, right?
Yep, totally. Well, thank you so much.
And by the way, in answer to the question of Brian, I think you said it was. Yes, we have multiple tools within our agency organization that, and today's accountability day in our office, by the way. So I get to go down the hall into the conference room and sit there for I don't know, 3 or 4 hours and go through everybody's goal books. We call it affectionately PX3 in our organization. It's a book, and if I don't know how they're going to get to me, I don't know. Should I drop my email
Well,
address?
I was gonna say, how can people find you, right? Okay, so one way is you can just subscribe to Mike's podcast. I do. It's great. Where is that?
UnstableProfitPodcast.com.
There you go.
UnstableProfitPodcast.com. There should be a contact sheet on there. I don't know. My mind went into the site and somebody else did it. And then if you just go to UnstableProfitProducer.com, you can email us and just say you want a PX3 book or books, and we'll get them to you. There is a cost, because it cost us, $8 to produce the book. So I think it's like $10, but we'll ship them out to you. And ultimately, it's on you to implement it. And bigger than that, to hold the accountability candle to the fire, so to speak.
Yep. And I just put that in the comments. So if you want to get there, and Unstoppable Profit Producer, I've heard great things. Like I said, it's, if you want to take your team to the next level, that's probably a great resource. So Mike, do you want to drop your email so people can reach you directly, or
It's info at unstoppableprofitproducer.com. Info at unstoppableprofitproducer.com. And if you want another resource, if you really, what we've done in the last 45 minutes, if you want 3 days of this all at once, San Diego in October, beunstoppablebootcamp.com, beunstoppablebootcamp.com. We bring in the best of the best trainers. So there's a lot of training from other agents, from myself, and from what I consider some of the best people in the world at what they do. That's our annual event. So it's in beautiful San Diego, California. And our goal is very simple in the UPP realm. It's to impact people's lives personally and professionally. That's why we do it. The people that are in our programs, their lives have changed personally and professionally. And there's nothing better than teaching and inspiring somebody who wants to be taught and inspired. But bigger than that, what people are getting through all of this, it's real world information. Because a lot of people say, well, why you?
Right.
I can go follow somebody else. I said, because you're getting this from somebody who's been there, done that, and we're still doing it. We're still in the trenches every single day with you. And so you're getting current stuff, not just some old analogy of what they think should be.
Yep, totally. Well, with that, I'm going to end with a word from Aurora Mullet, who's listening. And she says, word. So we're going to be out on that.
It's a positive 4-letter word.
If you guys, anybody listening, you can find information about what we're doing at BlueLionInsurancePartners.com. Some great info on there. If
Hold
you're
on, I
curious
gotta ink
about
that,
it.
man. Hold on.
Yeah, it's
Don't think it, ink it, right?
man. This is. I want to have a podcast, get interviewed by somebody sometime in the near future, and go over what we're doing, because I think it's needed in the industry. I think it's something that's super helpful for new agents coming in. I won't get into it now, but I'm super passionate about it. I have been for years, but we're finally doing something about it. So,
well, you took action, man.
Yeah.
You can think about it all you want. You can talk about it all you want, but until you take flipping action, nothing's going to happen.
Yep, for sure.
And so,
Mike,
congratulations to you, my friend. Hey, by the way, so we'll have to get you on the Unstoppable Profit podcast very soon. Is it okay if I have Andrea reach out to you?
Please do. I don't know that I can carry a conversation the way you can. I can moderate. I'll do my best.
Well, I've only through experience, I've learned how to dig.
Yeah. Well,
so,
all right.
Remember what I said earlier, good leaders ask great questions and they shut up.
I love it. Well,
so
you bring the questions.
Position the questions so that we
can
pull it out of your gut.
You bring the questions. I'll bring the answers that I can.
Okay, so I will leave you with this, and friends, this is my greatest encouragement because I figured this one out last year through my own coaching and training. So imagine you're standing in front of a crowd. All right, what do they want to know? Ultimately, they want to know what you're going to teach them through your mind. But bigger than that, pretend that you could take your fingers, and I know, Josh, can they see me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How awesome is that? So watch this. So you got your hands, pretend you could dig in your fingernails to your chest, and you could just Rip your chest open. You know what they want? They want to see your heart and your soul. So don't be unfair. Give it to them. Reveal to them what's within your heart and your soul, and you will engage them like nobody else, because we teach one other little thing that I'd be happy to share this on a separate podcast. It's another new thing that I dreamt up someday last year. It's called E plus F equals C. Experience. What experience are you bringing that gives them a feeling? The experience plus a feeling equals connectedness, which is the C. And that's fine, but you're only connected. Next, you want to build the relationship, which is R plus T equals MFT. R is the relationship you built because you connected. The T is the trust. You've got to build the trust. And the MFT is money follows trust. So I've got more on that, but there's a closer.
Love it. All right. Awesome. Well, you've got to go, Mike. You're holding people up over there.
Well, no, I get to go interview another team member who's been through our hiring system. We've been dancing for about 2.5 weeks, but we're now at the point where we're getting ready to find out if she's really got what it takes. So nice. I got to get down to that in about 10 minutes. So I'm excited for her. I hope. We'll find out if she feels the same way.
Well, thank you again. Really appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
All right, guys.
Hey,
take care.
Friends, implement, execute, take action. That's what's going to get it all for you.
Awesome.
You rock, Josh.
Thanks.
Keep doing it, man.
All right.
Rip your heart and your soul open and give it to them.